So Hailey Van Lith has been waived by the Chicago Sky in what was a very surprising move. I will say a very, very surprising move. This is something that I'm just like, okay, this is weird. She was a first round pick last year. Not only that, they gave up a pick this year, which would have been, what pick did the Mystics have in this draft? I'm kind of blanking. Was it 15? Or was it 11? What was the last pick the Mystics had? Whatever the last pick the Mystics had in the first round was, it was that pick. Well, basically, yeah. HVL has been traded not traded, waived, and is going to sign for another team. She has other teams looking after her. And this is a bit of a shocker. This is a big shocker because the Chicago Sky gave up expansion picks. They traded second round picks so that they could keep HVL. They traded assets because let's be real. Only HVL or Maddie Westbeld were going to be taken. Were they that scared that both teams were going to take Maddie Westbeld? Because I think HVL was a more prized asset of them. Look, I think, I'm going to be real here. Is HVL that much worse than a backup point guard on a expansion team? Not really. Not really. Like, I don't think she's great. I don't think she's great at all. But I don't think she's bad either. Like, we're looking at a player who is like at 20 points in a preseason game. Very well might not be a WNBA player. Might be one of those players that's like way too good for college, way too good for what kill it overseas, but not quite good enough for WNBA. Maybe that's the level she's at, but still. You're looking at someone with how everyone wants small old school point guard's going to go out. The league, she's not even an old school point guard. They obviously are keeping Taylor, who had one really big game. That being said, she had a huge game against the Atlanta Dream bench, but HVL had a huge game against the bench of the Mercury, and nobody cares. She went 8 for 8 against the bench of the Mercury. Look, at the end of the day, people are like, oh, is it for a development slot? No. She is not being taken for a development slot. Why? Because it has been said that she has other teams ready to sign her. And that is to be expected. I don't think anyone should be shocked that HVL isn't signing on a developmental contract. She is somebody that we all kind of know what type of player that she is. We know there will be teams interested in her. She'll sell jerseys. She is a big name, big social media following, and a good player. A very good player. And look, I'm out here looking and it's there. It's saying, this is for the best. She should go be a model. Nah. It's for the best. She can get out of Chicago. She can get out of Chicago. Like, Chicago it's a weird organization. I still think Chicago are okay. I still think the Sky are okay. But, like, it is this weird thing with this organization where it's like, they keep just undoing moves. Everyone thought that Jeff Pagliocca gave up those expansion picks because he didn't want to admit that he kind of messed up, maybe. Maybe HVL was a bad pick. But no. He traded an asset to draft HVL. He traded an asset to draft Hailey Van Lith. He then traded an asset to make sure Hailey Van Lith didn't get taken in the expansion draft. He then waived Hailey Van Lith. I am flabbergasted. To be fair, if it wasn't for the fact that top 5 picks were guaranteed, I don't know if Gabriella Jaquez was guaranteed to make this roster. Like, Lattimore was so much better. So much better. Top 5 picks. Lottery picks, apparently, have guaranteed contracts for year 1. So I was like, oh, will Jaquez make the final roster? And I'm like, oh no, they actually can't get rid of her. I actually think that Jaquez, let's just say it was a hypothetical, and Jaquez was taken where she was projected to be taken before her senior season, early second round, where Lattimore was. Jaquez gets cut and no one thinks twice. But HVL, look, her minutes were going to be at a, like, we're going to be low. Skylar Diggins was there. Tyler Marsh trusts Rachel Banham a point guard over her. So Diggins, Banham, Salute's coming back soon enough. And let's not forget, like, JC Shelton can play the one. So the reality is, I don't know how many minutes there were. This makes a lot of sense. In a vacuum as a basketball decision, this makes a lot of sense. But when you take into account everything that's gone on with HVL, with the Sky, what they did to get her, what they did to make sure they can keep her, what she did in preseason, all of this just is like, this is now weird. You're like, this would have made perfect sense from a basketball standpoint if it wasn't for everything around it. Everything around this makes zero sense. And to be honest, what teams do I think she could go to? I'm looking at Connecticut, maybe. Connecticut are like, I thought they were going to draft her last year. She's not going to come in over the con, but like, they don't have much in the backup guard category. I'm looking at some of the top teams. Maybe Phoenix. Phoenix does make quite a bit of sense. Taking her over Shea Chesky. Phoenix makes a bit of sense. Who else? Of the good teams, no to New York, no to Minnesota. No, Hamzova's better. No to Dallas. No to Indiana. Judy Van Lith's better, so no to LA. Like Portland, maybe. She might be, honestly, if she got given the reins in Portland, her and Carla Light will average 30 between them on a terrible team. That might be a bit of fun. Watch them get cooked with 2 5'7" point guards. Washington, maybe, to back up Georgia Amore. I don't know. I really don't know, but for me, anyway, it's mad. You look at the 2025 draft, and like they could have taken Tina Pau. They chose Hailey Van Lith over what everyone thought they were going to do, take Tina Pau. And now you got Tina Pau pushing for a starting spot in Atlanta, and you've got HVL waived. A bad decision at the time that looks even worse in hindsight. Not only that, there are multiple bad decisions compounding on each other, leading to this point. So yeah, that is a video. That is HVL with the Sky. This organization still makes no sense to me. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.